Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do my July wrap-up. I almost said May. Why am I stuck in May? I didn't do anything spectacular in the month of May. Anyway, this might be a little bit chaotic. I have had a margarita. But it might be better than the last time I filmed this, so who knows? Alright, let's get started. In the month of July, my TBR was To Cage Wild Bird, Skyshade, Sanctifier, Daughter of the Night, Fervor, Who Hears the Water's Call, and An Arcane Education. Somehow I have still not updated this, but what I read was Daughter of the Night, An Arcane Education, To Cage Wild Bird, Fervor, and Skyshade. Out of my TBR. So that's good. There's still some that I've missed. I am gonna probably use the last portion of the year to catch up. I'm slurring my words. It's fine. Anyways, this month I read A Court of Mist and Fury. I rated this one 5 stars. I rated it 5 stars the first time. Obviously, love this book. I don't really have to go into much detail about A Court of Mist and Fury. This is just picking up where I left off as far as the reread for ACOTAR 6. Which, why the fuck do we still not have a title? Anyway, besides the point. And then I read Daughter of the Night by Gemma Vale, which I rated 4 stars. This one is very different. We have a Shadow Mommy instead of a Shadow Daddy. There is this, like, I feel like it's a dark, spooky world. And I feel like there's a portion where she's kind of going through some shit. Which is the only way I can say anything without spoiling it. I would definitely recommend reading it, but don't expect it to be like bam, 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 bam. It is kind of slow, and even the author says this, so just keep that in mind before going into it. And then I read Ruthless Reckoning, which I rated 5 stars. This one is by P. Carrera. Expect your heart to be ripped out of your soul. Just your soul, your body. My favorite description of these books so far. This is part of the Hollow Blood series, which I've talked about 500 bajillion times at this point, with the girl named Arya who makes poor decisions and works at a coffee shop. So yeah. Expect sadness. That is all I have to say. Next! I read Shining Shadow by Eva Chase. This one I rated 5 stars. This is a why choose romance with like a mystery where the FMC's aunt takes her from another universe and essentially is like, figure out what happened to you in this universe. So yeah. There's that. And then like what chaos that causes for all of her matches, because why choose romance? Obviously there's gonna be more than one man. Then I read An Arcane Education. I believe the author's name is Lila. I rated this book 5 stars. This is very, when you think of the Pacific Northwest, I don't know what you imagine, but it is lots of rain and lots of plants, and this is like the perfect image of what the Pacific Northwest is like. And it makes me miss when I used to live in Washington, which is exactly what I needed. There is this girl, off the top of my head I cannot remember what her name is. But she, our FMC, has this incident where that involves magic and ends up in a university that is like this gothic magical university. And who the heck does not want to read about that? We also get some professor-student stuff going on in there, which... perfect. I would, comparatively speaking, put this one in the same category as, like, Nocticadia, and I still cannot, for the life of me, think of this book, but it is by Runix. But less spooky, creepy, gross when you compare it to Nocticadia, because I feel like Carrie Lake is really good at making you disgusted by things in the best way. This one, I don't know if I said it, I rated 5 stars. Then I read the last and final book in the Hollow Blood series, called The Damnation Diaries. This is technically a novella, so it's pretty short. If you have not seen the video of me crying in my car, that is what you should expect for this book. It is closure for the Ruthless Reckoning, but expect tears. Yeah. If I didn't say it, I rated that one 5 stars also. All of the 5 stars this month. Then I read To Cage a Wild Bird by Brooke Fast. This one I rated 4 stars. Comparatively speaking, I would say this one is the closest to the Hunger Games that anybody could ever say for anything that I've read or heard be compared to Hunger Games. I feel like when people compare things to Hunger Games, they're like, ooh, there's trials. No. This one has a girl, I believe her name is Raven, who goes into a jail purposely because her brother gets put in jail. And they have this, like, you're getting hunted type situation. And the way that I visualized that was like similar visualization as the Hunger Games. But if you don't have that ability in your head, I don't know if they will be the same. Goes into the jail, gets hunted by people on purpose. This happens on like a regular occurrence. People will walk through, like pay to go into the jail, pick a person to hunt, and potentially, and yeah. So there's that. I thought it was an interesting book. Definitely like a new aspect of things. I feel like we've had a lot of unique new releases recently, which is fantastic because I feel like a lot of it's like rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So, very nice. Then I read Fervor by Meg Smitherman. When you think of sci-fi, horror, romance, this book should be the image that you see. She drives a spaceship. She ends up on a weird fucking planet with weird ass people and like some demon thing. And somehow there's romance in there. And it's like 150-ish, maybe more, maybe less pages. And I'm amazed. Amazed. I'm still confused. But you should read it. Yep. And now I want to read like all of the weird horror romance stuff that Meg Smitherman has done. So there's that. If I didn't say a star rating, that was 4 stars. And then I read Sky Shade by Alex Astor. At this rate, I think I'm just reading it because I'm kind of like on the fence of like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So I'm just here. I can understand now why people are like, just fucking pick one already. Because, oh, why? I heard that in the next book she supposedly picks one, so maybe I'll be less annoyed by the time I get to that. But I will not be reading it until the paperback comes out for Crown Tide. So who knows when that'll happen. I'm sure there's a date, but I haven't looked it up. But I rated this one 3 stars. So that was the lowest rated out of everything that I read this month. But yeah, all around I would say this was a good reading month. But yeah, I hope you all had a good reading month. If you like this video or any of my previous videos, please give it a like or a thumbs up, and subscribe if you like any of my other content. Yeah, leave a comment. If you've been here the whole entire time, put like, I don't know, vampire in the comments, because why the heck not? This page is vampire-y. Hope you enjoyed this video, and come back next time for, I had this issue last time, literally anything. TBR video, maybe a reading vlog. I keep saying that as if I'm going to actually do a reading vlog. I would love to. I am debating rereading Twilight in my paperback versions and saying all of my thoughts as I'm reading, which I feel like would be a fun time, considering this is a vampire book page of sorts. Thank you for watching again. Repeating myself over and over. I can never end a video. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.